Hey guys, RJ here. So I want to walk you through Query Theory. It's coming out very soon, and I want to just give you a quick orientation into how to use the tool. So again, like I mentioned in the comments, if you have a domain and you want us to run some of these charts for you, please just share it. We'd be happy to do that. Be cool to kind of give you an idea of what the graphics look like for your data in particular. All right, so the idea is really simple. It's using SEMrush, it's an export, and then it's an upload into the tool, quick formatting, because it's basically fit within the visual itself. What this is doing, it's really a keyword research tool. It's a couple of things that you can find out here because Excel and some of the other tools can be really boring, I guess, quite frankly, to look at, but they can also be like very uninformative in terms of what the opportunity is. So these visuals really bring the data to life and it shows you quickly by size or by any of the options that you filter by. So a couple of things here, you can also group this by type, which is either the brand or non-brand or however you do your first layer of classification. So I generally do brand or non-brand. You can also break that down further if you'd like. And then there's also, oh, excuse me, grouping by the keyword group itself. So you can break this up into ad groups if you'd like. So whether it's categories or subcategories, if it's an e-commerce site, or whether if it could be top level navigation of a site, however you want to break that down and classify the keywords, it's basically how the tool would work. Okay, so a couple more things here on the right-hand side with filtering as this thinks through. Let's actually start here at the bottom. So with layout, you kind of saw the kind of the middle option here, the polygonal kind of option in terms of the sizing. Kind of makes it fit a little bit easier. There's also rectangular and circular. Connection's a little slow today, and then circular, and then you can also download the resolutions as well too. It's a rainy day today, so it's kind of affecting the load time for some reason. But anyways, so here we have categories, subcategories broken down. You can quickly see the size of these. This is search volume, and then we added CPC because we were working on some paid search stuff as well. But what I'd really like to look at for SEO is things like positions. So on the left-hand side, you see your gradients in terms of the heat map. You can see that 100 is the kind of the lowest position here, and then the ones or anything in the blue coloring are essentially your top 20 keywords. And then the size is based off of the search volume for these particular keywords, which is nice because you can see that for a lot of these bigger volume keywords, the rankings are actually pretty low. Now, alloy in this particular category, the rankings are pretty high for larger search volume keywords, but within these categories, which could be high ROI categories, there's a lot of these blue kind of spread out, but they're a lot smaller. Now, it's not bad. I mean, it could be a long tail opportunity here with an e-commerce site, but if there is any attention towards larger volume keywords that you want to give, again, you got to just look at the terms themselves and see if it makes sense for the brand and the site. But if there is, then there's just a ton of opportunity here because a lot of these keywords are they're ranking. A lot of these pages are ranking in the top 100 for these keywords, but they're just not anywhere near the top 10 or top 20. So there's a lot of opportunity. A lot of keywords are ranking, but most of this, as you can see really quickly, are red. So there's a lot of opportunity. The other thing is in terms of keyword research, when you're looking at things like search volume, but you may also want to look at difficulty and just seeing like how challenging it could be to rank, which is another kind of reality here. You look at some of the brand categories, non-branded categories tend to be a little bit more competitive, but you can see within some of these other categories, you can see there's a couple of these kind of lighter gradients as well too. And you can always hop in here as well too if you want to look on the right hand side. You have all the data coming in and being pulled into the data set as well. You can jump in as well too. Booty.com, naturally, that's where I would click into. And then you have some of the other categories as well too. If you wanted to interact, this just has to size for the window of the the screen for a second. But like Junior, for example, you can interact with this as well. It kind of gives you the sizing of the lettering based off of the volume for some of the other terms. And then what I like as well too is that if you wanted to filter this, you could always filter the data set by certain things. So for example, show me anything that is, greater than, maybe you want to go after more of the popular keywords. So maybe you do, well, let's go 5,000 for search volume. So it kind of limits the set. And then you can also go difficulty is less than, however you want to set that up. Okay, so most of these are going to be pretty difficult, as you can see with the shading here, and then you can see the percentages. But a lot of playing around, a lot of editing. You can spot categories, you can spot keywords that could be big opportunities. You could also bring in competitor data and see where they're ranking. and filter this up any which way. So a lot of really cool ways to interact with the data. I think it's really exciting to be able to take keyword research to more of a data viz and more visualization aspect. So we're looking forward to showing it to you in a live demo and then having a URL that you can go to and interact yourself. But again, like I said, in the meantime, if you want us to take a look at anything for you, definitely let us know. We'd be happy to. Cheers.